So, what if I told you that pretty much everything you've learned about making money is, well, wrong? We're about to jump into a book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money, and it makes this wild argument that you don't chase wealth, you actually attract it. And the secret? Believe it or not, it's rooted in the quantum physics of how our reality works. Okay, let's start with a question I'm pretty sure we've all asked ourselves at some point. You work harder, you chase that next big opportunity, you're constantly stressing over bills, and yet it feels like you're just on a treadmill, right? Never really getting ahead. So why is that? Well, according to this book, it's because we're focusing on the wrong thing altogether. And this slide just illustrates the core mistake perfectly. Think about it like this. Your inner world, your consciousness, your beliefs, your feelings about yourself, that's the real object. Your money, your entire financial situation, is just its shadow. Now, you can't change a shadow by trying to grab it, can you? No way. You have to move the object that's casting it. But most of us spend our entire lives frantically trying to manipulate the shadow. All right, so let's get into the science that actually backs all of this up. Now, it might sound a little out there at first, but it's based on a very real principle from quantum physics. This is where we move from a cool analogy to a really powerful framework for understanding how your mind literally creates your financial world. It's called the observer effect, and what it means, in simple terms, is that in the quantum world, everything exists as just a wave of pure possibility, pure potential. These waves only collapse into a single solid thing, an event, an opportunity, or even cash in your bank account, when a conscious observer, that's you, focuses their attention on one specific outcome. So this is the main takeaway. It's absolutely crucial. If your attention is always glued to debt, to lack, to not having enough, then the quantum field doesn't really have a choice. It has to materialize more of that reality for you. But, and this is the game changer, if you can shift your attention to observe and feel abundance, you are literally giving reality new instructions to form itself around that feeling. Okay, so knowing this is one thing, but how in the world do you actually apply it? Well, the book lays out a very specific 4-step formula. And what's so fascinating is that it completely flips the script on everything we're told about hard work and making things happen. You see, most of us are taught to start with action. Go out there and get it. We're convinced that if we just hustle hard enough, we can force the results we want. But in this quantum model, that's like trying to build a house by starting with the roof. It's actually the last step, not the first. So here's the correct order. It starts with being. You first have to embody the feeling of being wealthy right now. From that state of being, you then use thought to imagine and design the life you want. After that, you use your word, declarations, affirmations, to command that design into reality. And only then, as the very final step, comes action. But now, action isn't about chasing, it's about receiving what you've already created on an energetic level. It's a total reversal. So, how do we actually train ourselves to think and live this way? How do we shift our fundamental state of being? Well, the book doesn't just leave you hanging with the theory. It gives you a really powerful toolkit with daily practices that are designed to completely reprogram your mind for wealth. The book calls it your quantum toolkit, and it has some amazing exercises in it. Things like writing a giant list of 5,000 goals to just shatter your own limitations, using really powerful I am affirmations to change your state of being, practicing gratitude for things you want as if they're already yours, and using silence and meditation to connect with that deep, inner, creative source. I just want to pause on this number for a second. 5,000. The point of this exercise isn't to meticulously plan and achieve every single one. No, the point of a number this big is to completely demolish your self-imposed limits on what you think is even possible for you. It's about training your brain to think in terms of pure, unlimited potential. Now, this isn't all just mindsets and meditation. The book gets very practical too. It gives you a system for handling your money that actually lines up with this law of flow. Because if you want to receive more, you have to keep energy and money moving. Hoarding money comes from a place of fear, a fear of loss, which, you guessed it, just creates more lack. And here's the system it recommends. 10% goes to charity, or tithing. This helps cure that fear of loss, improves you trust in abundance. Another 10% goes to investments, so your money starts working for you. 10% goes to savings for big goals, and a full 70% is for you to live on, to spend with joy and a feeling of abundance, not like you're pinching pennies. Okay, so we've covered the mindset, the quantum science, and the practical money system. But there is one final, really deep secret that ties this whole thing together. This is the ultimate key to unlocking all the power we've been talking about. The book makes a pretty bold claim. The time, the way we normally think about it, is basically an illusion. The past is nothing more than a collection of memories in your head right now, and the future is just a bunch of imagined possibilities. Neither one is actually real. The only point where you have any power at all is in this exact moment, right here, right now. If you're always telling yourself, I'll be happy when I'm wealthy, you're creating a state of constantly waiting. To be wealthy, you have to decide to feel wealthy now. Your state of being in this present moment is the only thing creating your future. So really, it all boils down to this one incredibly powerful question. Your past doesn't define you. The future isn't set in stone. In this present moment, the only one that really exists, you have total and complete freedom. So, who do you choose to be?